way, I do want to thank Wolva Lion. I see him in the chat.
Take it to the house, I'm about to touchdown. She's living lavish.
Come on, God. Come on, God.
Belly's big, but they full. We do it big. I know you wish you could.
What's going on, Detroit Lions fans? It's the Wolf Lion coach, Mike Jones. I'm really not happy right now, but if you would please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, help me share this channel to more Detroit Lions fans just like yourself. And the reason why I'm not so happy, and I decided that now is the time to kind of break the streak of me taking time off, man, is because let's get it up here, man, and yeah, man. So Terrion Arnold has been arrested. Man, and it looks bad. It's very bad. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick. It sounds like somebody sounds like his defendants, his co-defendants snitched on him, is what it seems like. They yeah, man. Let's see here if I can bring this up. Real quick, but this comes from many sources. The one who detailed it the most was known source Ari Miroff. He's the first one who I wrote, who I seen on X had the whole entire story. So I'll read this for you real quick. So I'm not gonna read the whole entire thing, but I'm gonna kind of read paragraphs of it. So this comes from Ari Miroff. He says the full Terrion Arnold story, according to Tampa police, is stunning. Police say this all started after Terrion Arnold and several others had property stolen from an Airbnb Arnold rented in Largo in early February. Investigators say Arnold believed some of the eventual victims were responsible, even though police later determined they were not involved in the theft. It just goes to dated on February 3rd. Police say Arnold and Bokai Hilton, who investigators say helped coordinate the alleged setup, directed Ariana DeValle and Jasmine Randazzo to contact one of the victims to lure him into an apartment in Tampa. It says around midnight on February 4th, investigators say the victims arrived at the apartment. Once they entered the bedroom, police say Christian Williams and Lindell Hudson, who had been hiding in a closet, jumped out, grabbed the victims, held them at gunpoint, and attacked them. Investigators say the incident was streamed to Arnold, Hilton, and Freddie Hughes while they were traveling to the apartment. Police also say there was a group chat involving the defendants, and that Arnold and Hilton gave directions through the chat while the attack was happening. About an hour later, police say Arnold arrived at the apartment with Hilton, Hughes, and another person, and that he directed them to go up inside while the robbery was still going on. Investigators said property was stolen during the victim's attack. At around 1:40 a.m., police say the victims were escorted out of the apartment by armed suspects and forced into the vehicle before leaving the scene. Police say the valet, Williams, and another individual then got into the vehicle driven by Arnold and left the area. The victims later reported the incident to Tampa police and identified the suspects. After search warrants were executed and the investigation continued, detectives arrested multiple people in the case over the following weeks. All right. Just gonna kind of sum this up now. Where was I at? I'm sorry. I moved the page a little bit. Um, it says police say Arnold was the primary conspirator in the alleged robbery kidnapping plot. He turned himself in Wednesday night and is now facing 4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery. Wow. 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 You're done. I mean, you're done. You're done. Um, wow. You're done, Terrion. There's no coming back from this. You know, I'm sure he will be probably cut within the next few days. It's a violation of contract, right? You being brought like this is you cannot do this. Like, and I'm gonna excuse my language, what I'm about to say, but you can take a nigga out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of nigga. And that's this exact incident, man. You are on the Detroit Lions. You're making millions of dollars. Why get yourself involved in hood shit? Like, if you wanted to get them back, okay, then you know what? And you usually chalk it up to the game, right? But let's say you actually did just want to get them back. Don't show up at the scene. Like, don't be there. Don't be visible. Like, because it sounds like your co-defendant snitched, right? The police were after you. The judge was after you. And they finally got what they wanted. Somebody, one of your codees, as they say in the streets, one of your codees, um, showed text messages, gave you up, um, because no matter how much money you promise them, okay, knocking years off their sentence in prison, they'll take it. Some guys are like, man, I'll take my whatever amount of time because I'm gonna get this amount of money for it. And that's what happened. Terrion Arnold's like, I give y'all this. You know what I'm saying? Is be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Take these charges. When you get out, I got you taken care of. Now you could say, maybe there was a little misunderstanding between Terrion and his Codees. Maybe they're arguing over money or how much, or maybe the price went up after the Codees found out how much time they're actually gonna get. They're probably like this double, something along those lines, man. But one of the Codees, if not all the Codees, snitched for a lighter sentence, and they gave it up. Now, first and foremost, Terrion, I know you're part of this new 2K generation. Stop doing stuff over text. Stop. Like, why would you do stuff over text on it? Like, come on, man. Oh man, like I'm just so disappointed, man, because I seriously thought Terrion Arnold was a good dude. I thought, he was kind of like away from that hood stuff. He seemed like he was such a good like leader, and he's outspoken, and he seemed like he had charisma. He was confident, and he was a little cocky, but obviously now that's carried out in the streets, and that's exactly why he was that way, man. And it's sad, man, because the Lions traded up in the draft, jumped the Packers to get him in 24. And he was supposed to be our CB1. I know DJ Reeves came in, but he's supposed to be our CB1. They don't jump somebody in the first round of the draft to get you, man. And it's just sad, man, that another young guy threw his career away, man, trying to be on some hood shit. Like, if they did take some stuff from you, man, I mean, at this point in time in your life, you gotta chalk it up to the game, man. Like, you cannot get involved in no BS like this. If somebody steal $100,000 from you, I know it's like, dang, you look at me like, dang, Coach Wolverine and Mike Jones, man, 100,000. But when you making millions of dollars, man, you know what? You got to chalk it up to the game, and you got to stop effing around with people who gonna do stuff like that. Change your scenery. This is for all the people out there who still hanging with hood people. Ja Morant, when you still hanging with hood people, leave them alone. Street cred is not worth it. And now you're gonna, man, he's facing a possibly life in prison for robbery, kidnapping. They beat him up. Like, you're cooked. You are cooked. And you know what? You can't feel sorry for the dude, man. You had everything. You had the whole world in front of you, and you chose to mess it up on some hood ish. Wow. But hey, man, leave me a comment, man, on this situation. This is so depressing, man. This is so like, damn, man, another one? And a brother at that, too. Another one? Come on, man. Another one? Oh, man. But I guess, it is what it is, man. Detroit Lions, um, we're really busy in the offseason adding pieces to the defensive backfield, and you know why? Because I'm sure Dan Campbell and I'm sure Brad Holmes were kind of closer to this than we were, and they knew what was going on, they knew the possibilities, so they prepared for it, and we'll see what comes following if the Lions will grab somebody else to play in the DB room and be a cornerback. But they did, fill that room out a lot. So wow. But man, just hey man, it is what it is, man. Good luck, Terrion Arnold. Don't drop the soap. But hey, I'm Coach Mike Jones. I'm the Wolverine, and you know how I do it, man. Peace.